Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Shaw, can you lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance? Do a roll call. Thank you, board members. Welcome, everybody, to our board meeting today. We appreciate your attendance. Joan, can you do roll call for us, please?
Chris Martinson.
Here.
Charles Long. Michael Shaw.
Here.
Priscilla Benali.
Present.
Kevin Mitchell.
Here. All right, great. We have quorum, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and move forward. Do I have a motion for item number 2, approval of the agenda, please?
Motion to approve of agenda.
I'll go ahead and second.
Okay, great. Roll call, please, Joe.
Mr. Mitchell.
Yes.
Ms. Benali.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Mr. Martinson.
Yes. All right. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes from our last school board meeting on the 12th?
I'll go ahead and motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you. And roll call, please, Joan.
Mr. Mitchell.
Yes.
Ms. Benali.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Mr. Martinson.
Yes. All right. The consent agenda items. Is there a motion for approval of these consent agenda items, or are there any questions about any of them from the board?
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to pull an item from that consent agenda, which is, let me see here, C, consent agenda C. I'd like to have that moved to the next meeting, but to be placed under action item.
I mean, we can put it on the action items today if we want to. Or we can move it. Is that a motion? Is there a second?
I motion to approve the consent item agenda.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, second. Is there a second or anything for the
It's
item
just,
C?
it's just a request to get it off the agenda, the consent agenda items. That's it.
Okay. I don't know if we can necessarily do that without a motion or a second or anything like that. Okay. Roll call, please, Joan.
Mr. Mitchell.
Yes.
Ms. Benali.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
Mr. Martinson.
Yes. All right, that's our consent agenda. The next item is study circle, item number 5. We don't have any public comment today that I'm aware of. So we'll go ahead and move forward to our superintendent report. Item 5B, please.
President Mortensen, members of the board, before we give the presentation that's outlined in the agenda, I just wanted to give you a quick, the community and you, just a little bit of information about the start of the school year. Express our appreciation to all the staff, board members, and community for their preparations of classrooms, school buildings, families getting ready within their homes to send their children to school. We appreciate their efforts and wanted to recognize them and all that they do for Gallup McKinley County Schools. As you know, the school year starts for preparation for the school district a year prior, for the most part, the fall of the year before. But we feel very prepared. We're excited for this school year and excited that this particular year is going to be hopefully a little better start than we've had in past years with the pandemic at hand in a more serious nature than it is currently. We also wanted to make sure the community knew again that school supplies are available, and that's just something that GMCS does now, providing school supplies to all students and families and teachers to make sure that there is no need for them to go and get supplies out of their own funds. That's something that we've been doing for several years, and it's something that we do as a school district now, and we've been doing it for several years. In addition to that, just a reminder to parents and students that they will be receiving devices also when they come back to school. It has been the school board's initiative to continue that initiative to provide one-to-one devices to students for as long as funding is available, and we will continue to do so. In addition to that, we are also searching for families that are in need of internet, and so if there are students who are in need of internet in their homes for those devices to work, we do provide those also for families. And so please reach out to your school if you're in need of one. We have been asking parents and looking for those that are in need of those and have been distributing those out, and we'll continue to do so throughout the year. Lastly, or actually two more things. One is staffing. I just want to give a quick update. We, except for some last-minute resignations, have pretty much hired for all of our positions. We have very few left. It's been the best start for staffing that we've ever had as a school district that I can remember. We have 700 approximately teaching positions in the district. I think we have less than 5 core positions right now, and again, those are from last minute. And I think I just got a message that we hired one of those, and I expect that we'll be pretty much completely staffed, especially for core positions. I think we may have one vocational position in music.
What do you mean by
position.
core positions?
Core are those that are non-elective positions. So we do have a JROTC instructor I think that we're looking for. We've hired all of our heritage language culture teachers. All of our SPED is hired for the first time ever that I can remember in the history of GMCS. We have a few elementary that I believe we'll have filled today. I know we have a math teacher at Gallup Central High, and there may be one or two more that I'm not remembering, but essentially that's a great start to the school year, so we don't have any long-term substitute positions. Lastly, I just wanted to reiterate, after the tragic situation at the ceremonial parade, Gallup McKinley County Schools does have a hotline for those students and youth in our community who need counseling services or help in response to the tragedy that they have heard about or experienced themselves. Again, that hotline number is 505-721-1069. We have sent that out to parents through text message. We have also put it on our social media and also on our website. And we will keep that open as long as possible so that we can meet the needs of our students. Obviously, we'll have more contact with them here on Thursday, but we'll continue the hotline in case parents feel that their students need it at any time, and we'll provide services to them in their communities. So, at this time, then we want to continue on with the agenda with respect to the presentation. There have been some requests to talk about this particular topic and kind of give an update on impact aid and also capital projects, as that there's a huge need in our district for capital dollars, and I have asked Ms. Hanks to put together a presentation for you, and then at the end or even during, if you have questions and you want us to answer them, we will do that as needed. So I'll turn the time over to Ms. Hanks. She has a PowerPoint and one that's in front of you also. It's a duplicate.
President Mortensen, members of the board, superintendent, and members in the audience, thank you for being here today. As Superintendent Hyatt stated, this is a presentation for the HB6 funding that we recently received. Andrew, I'm sorry, I seem to be, the technical difficulty is my own. You have a PowerPoint in front of you as well as our 5-year facility master plan. Please know that we will be bringing to you shortly a plan for revising this document as we are at the end of our 5 years. There are 2 pages that I have tagged for you within this document. They are included in the PowerPoint, but if you wanted the reference of where they came from, I wanted to give you the 5-year facility master plan. So prior to July 1st, 2021, there is essentially the program costs that the district received, and then the state was taking credit for impact aid, forest reserve, and operational mill levy, and then giving the remainder to the district. The district didn't send a check to the state. We didn't let them ACH from our bank account. They just reduced the amount of state aid that we were receiving in lieu of that. I mention this even though many of you are very familiar with the impact aid situation, because many of the states still don't understand what HB6 represents. The funding for HB6 now actually comes from the program cost, and then the credits that used to be withheld from the state are actually now being retained by districts in these two funds, 51-100 and 51-200. As many of the board know, myself and Martin Romine down in Zuni lobbied heavily to have these funds split out for transparency purposes so that they would not be retained solely in the operational fund. Now, HB6 expenditures, and this definition comes directly from the legislation itself, can be prioritized for the Indian Education Act, capital expenditures under the Capital Outlay Act, Public School Capital Improvements Act, Public School Buildings Act, or research-based or evidence-based social emotional academic interventions for at-risk students. The board, thankfully, has approved our strategic plan, so we are moving forward on many of our initiatives for educational programs. However, you'll notice that this is also leaned heavily towards capital outlay needs, and the reason for that is district like ours. Our district is heavily in need of severe capital improvements across the board. So I did write some notes. As many of you may remember, the state started taking credit for impact aid in 1974. That means for over 5 decades, we have been underfunded for capital projects. The district has and will remain at maximum bonding capacity to help facilitate the construction of new buildings. But the reality is our facilities and systems are many at end of life. And so when you think about it, there's only so much you can do to repair a system, whether it be a roof, an HVAC system, the electrical needs, internet infrastructure, sidewalks, paving, landscaping, much of which is not covered or supported by the state, which is not just something pretty to look at, but it also helps prevent things like erosion of soil and the environment in which students go to school. Students should feel that they are entering a professional learning environment that is comfortable and that they are able to actually learn within. It can also include security changes. As many of you are aware, and unfortunately our security landscape continues to change, and so the district will continue to evolve with it to be sure that our students are kept safe and that they feel safe coming to our schools and able to learn within their classrooms. Lighting and camera systems, vehicles and equipment. Our district is just under 5,000 square miles. Our furthest school away from where I stand today is 108 miles one way, and we need to be able to provide support to that school as we do to any other school in the district. So we must maintain a vehicle fleet, and we must maintain appropriate equipment to be sure that these schools are being supported. Also, the increased cost of construction and supply chain issues have not been favorable to the district. As many of you are aware, it's taking years for us to get through the construction process. And unfortunately, construction costs do not continue to go down the longer you wait. They continue to go up the longer that we wait. So we've had some discussions about the monies that we actually do receive for maintenance and repairs. All salaries for maintenance and construction come from the operational fund. The state does not provide us any other funding source that will pay for our staff that work very hard in those departments. Out of our 2 mil levy, and this is related to our taxable land. As many of you are aware, only 20% of McKinley County is actually taxable. So the 2 mil levy that we receive on taxable land is about $1.6 million a year. We received $47,000 in impact aid construction last year. We did not get our usual state match because the state changed that system for the better. It used to be a reimbursable system, and they are now front funding that, which has released some capacity for us. And in the new state match, we received $2.8 million. But to put these dollars into perspective, it can cost over $1 million to replace an HVAC system. It can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to replace a roof. And especially with the recent rains, many of you know, we can't repair them anymore. We are at replacement on many of our facilities. It is no longer a matter of us being able to do preventative maintenance or even reactive maintenance. It needs to be replaced. Our bonding capacity, as I mentioned before, is continuing to be at the maximum level. And we actually waited to go out for bonds recently after we had made a premium payment just so that we could reborrow funds. And here's an example of that. So in the state of New Mexico, you can borrow 6% of your assessed valuation. Our estimated 2021 assessed valuation is that 726 million figure, which means our maximum borrowing is 43 million. You will notice we ended the year at $44 million in outstanding debt, which means we were actually over capacity by the time we reached the end of the year, which is why we waited until we paid off some of our principal in August in order to go reborrow and go all the way back into debt so that we can continue to build new facilities. The district has and will continue to do everything we can to update, upgrade, and fix the facilities that we have. And one of the things that I often hear is, why is this so important? Well, the reality is that students can't learn when they're freezing. Students cannot learn when they're excessively warm. Students cannot learn when water is dropping on their head. Students want to come to a building that they know is their learning environment, has adequate furniture, has floors, has athletic facilities for our academic athletes, has facilities for our college and career pathways, for our students who are either headed into a trade or vocational, military service, or even into college. These students need to understand that these environments are built for them to grow, both intellectually and as a lifelong learner. Here, this is the first page that is actually bookmarked in your facility master plan. It has an orange tab. In 2017, the district had $262 million in capital outlay maintenance, repairs, and needs. And I'm going to tell you, when you get your next facility master plan presented for your approval, that number is going to go up. Because as I mentioned before, the cost of construction, the cost of repair and supplies has not gone down. It has actually gone up. And while the district tries to move as quickly as we possibly can, the system runs slow. It's hard for us to get documents through the state. It's hard for us to go through the competitive procurement process, which we highly appreciate, but oftentimes the state forms change time and time again, so we're kind of doing work multiple times over. And many of you already know the facilities that we have in the pipeline. Tohatchee, Red Rock, Navajo Pine, Crown Point Middle, Crown Point High, Gallup High, Gallup Central High, David Skeet. These schools are priorities, and we're trying as fast as we can to get those processes and bureaucratic paperwork to move as quickly as possible. Because our students don't need it 10 years from now. They needed it 10 years ago. So we cannot wait another day. We cannot prioritize anything else. Students must have that essential foundation in order to have adequate learning. Our critical infrastructure is the green tab, and that's also highlighted in your book. And you'll notice the various categories that are highlighted here. Many of these things are required in order to provide an essential learning environment. The board has authorized the district for college and career pathways, has authorized the district to ensure that we are meeting the needs of our students with the technological infrastructure we need to provide a 21st century education, and all of these things cost money. And so when people ask why our funding is prioritized here, it's because there is a real need, and it is our students' needs that we put forward first and foremost before anything else. That's the end of my presentation. I know many of you have heard it from me time and time again, and hopefully we're starting to see some various progress on projects that are moving district-wide. I would also like to put a shout out for anyone that is watching this that is in the maintenance and construction building that is not currently a vendor of the district. We do have an online registration for vendors, and if you are interested in becoming a vendor for the district, please do so. We have lots of projects that we need completed.
Thank you, Giovanna. Board members, are there any questions or comments?
Mr. President, yes, I have a couple.
Yes, ma'am.
Or just maybe a request. I think one of the things that I would like, if we could receive, is HB6 funding to be reported to us as what those expenses are, like, because I think that would be a question of, I mean, I'm already getting that question at chapters and even at the Navajo Nation. What are you using your impact aid? What's the district using the impact aid monies on? And you know, right now, you know, we've been saying we're really catching up on a lot of our construction needs for our children, and even the new construction that's coming up. You know, we're really trying to bring our schools up to par for our children. So I think it'd be nice to see, you know, the more of the what the outline more in detail.
Sure, and President Mortensen, Member Benali, the thing that I would also like people to remember is the state does participate in construction, so I listed off several schools that we are currently in construction, but we still have a match percentage, and our match usually ranges anywhere from $4.5 million to $6 million, and the bonding capacity is gone. We're going to have to use these funds just for our match on many of these schools. So I will happily provide that report to you, but it is our priority to make sure that these schools get rebuilt and they are adequate for the learning environment that our students need.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Kevin, you good?
Yeah, Mr. President, I just want to ask, you know, I know that at the chapters that I have gone to, Tohatchi being one of the main ones, you know, they're asking that we should be making sure that the money, impact aid monies, are being used in the classroom. So, with that being said, you know, how are we making sure that this is happening?
President Mortensen, Member Mitchell, I would like to say that the board has done an outstanding job in giving us our blueprint as to what the priorities are of the school board. You know, every one of our students will walk into the school year with school supplies. Every one of our teachers will have school supplies provided to them. We have ordered all of the classroom materials that anyone has asked for in relation to instructional materials. Before, we couldn't even get a classroom set. Now we make it a priority to make sure every student has access to what they need to learn. All of our students have one-to-one devices. There's ongoing professional development for all staff. And so I think that we really answer that by saying, if there is a specific concern, I definitely want to hear it. My door is always open. I definitely want to hear that concern. But the reality is even with all of those things, if a student cannot physically stand to stay within the classroom, there's no way for them to learn. If they don't have any water, if, like I mentioned, the HVAC systems for our students, for our parents, for our community members, for our board, for our staff, these things that I'm saying are not new. Some buildings are freezing, some buildings cannot get enough heat, and we're doing as many temporary fixes as we can to get new systems in, because the systems that we have, as I mentioned, are at end of life. We actually did a catalog of all of the items that we have in school sites, and you know, we get iPad pictures from our maintenance staff on equipment that people don't even sell anymore. I can't even buy the parts because it's so far out of date, I can't fix it.
One
For
more
a period of
question.
time, there's going to be we have to fix that foundation, that foundational level in order to achieve the higher goal.
Okay, with that all being said, so, I know that, for maintenance, repairs, and any type of construction that we do get money from the state, LEFC, is that what it is? Or L, which one?
We get SB $9, Mr. Mitchell, that are a match.
Okay, so that's a
for
match.
us.
So when the state says, okay, we're going to give you this amount of money, what is the time frame that we actually receive that money? Is it in a timely manner, or are we having to use our own money first and then pay ourselves back when we get their money? Or can you let me know on?
Sure, President Mortensen, Member Mitchell, and Superintendent Hyatt, I know that you were going to briefly speak as well. The LFC, so all of our funds are appropriated by the legislature. LFC or LESC might advocate for funds on our behalf. Currently, we receive a state match, and I wish I could tell you that those state match letters came out timely, but typically they do not. They previously had been allocating those funds, and the district had to spend its own money first and then get reimbursed. I believe we ended the year with $8 million in loans because of the timeliness issue of us not getting reimbursed from the state. But hopefully now that they've switched to this forward funding process, it's going to be a little bit better on the district, but we still do not get award letters timely. I'm speaking outside of construction now, but I have funds that I haven't received award letters on, final award letters, in almost 2.5 years.
Mhm. So, also with that, so, the money that we do receive from them, and they expect us, and they make people believe that they're giving us enough money to be able to keep up our maintenance, keep up construction without using impact aid money. So what are the figures with that?
President Mortensen, Member Mitchell, that's just flat out not true. As I put forward, we get about $2.8 million a year from the state and the state match, and about $1.6 million from local mill levy. There is no way with 32 schools for me to provide the level of maintenance that we currently have right now. If I had 32 brand new schools, maybe. But the reality is that I have 50, 60-year-old schools that were not built to last to start with. And on top of that, they have complicating issues like asbestos. Or we were value engineered where there wasn't drainage put in properly, and so we have lots of erosion and flooding problems. Or they only put heating and air in the hallways because it was too expensive to put it into the classrooms. So if I had 32 brand new schools, maybe. But with the deficit that we have now, that money is kind of like a teardrop in the ocean.
Thank you.
Mr. Mortensen, Mr. Mitchell, just a few quick things. Again, HB6 was created to fix the capital problem. We were one of the drivers of that. All the legislators in our area helped support us in that. Everybody knew that this money was primarily for capital, which includes technology and other things. That doesn't mean it can't be used in other ways when the opportunity arises, but that was the primary purpose. And so I would call on our local legislators to help us inform those community members who may need to be educated about House Bill 6 on what its purpose was and its intent was. Because legislators in the whole entire area fought for years for us so that we could fix the hole the state had put us in, that Giovanna outlined, the $200+ million hole. They took almost $1 billion from our school district in impact aid credits since the inception of that credit. That $1 billion over time is a lot more than $1 billion worth of problems that they created for our students and the equity they created. Also, just wanted to make sure that was also understood is, I think there's a great question that Ms. Hanks asked that you can ask those who bring this up, is what is it that is missing? We're providing devices, we're providing internet. The school board has done a tremendous job at making sure they listen to the community members, staff and others about what are their needs, from televisions in the classrooms, teacher pay, staff pay. The list goes on and on and on. Unfortunately, right now we have federal dollars that are helping us to do some incredible things for staffing and for our students. Those dollars are going to go away at some point, and there may need at that time to look at other dollars to help fill that void. But there won't be the void is pretty big, and that was the purpose of the Ozzie Martinez lawsuit, which is still not resolved. And so, unfortunately, maybe we just need to do a better job at communicating to our community and ask our legislators to help them and help us spread the correct message.
Thank you. Great.
One more
Go ahead,
question.
Ms. Pinal.
Excuse me. Giovanna, this one, the 5-year facility master plan, is from 2017 to 2020. Are we going to get a new one this year?
So President Mortensen, Member Benali, yes. We are actually waiting on the state right now to give us the approval to go out to RFP so that we can start that process. They have a timeline for when we can do that. And we will make sure that that plan is very detailed about all the needs of our students. I know I will be very personally involved with this plan because I think that this document needs to be very transparent about the issues and concerns that we have. And as I mentioned, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to bring you a plan that's going to have less dollars in need. I think I'm going to bring you a plan that has more dollars in need because in those 5 years, you know, we haven't had the support that we needed. Last year was the very beginning of us starting to get that support back.
Thank you very much. And if there's any way that we could get maybe a parent representative on this when you start putting this together, I think that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Giovanna. I appreciate your help. This is a lot of work. I appreciate it.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the board, we got through our superintendent report.
I have a couple of questions
Go
for
ahead,
Mr.
go ahead.
Hyatt. Thank you very much. Mr. Hyatt, I know that during one of our conversations, you said that we've been having a lot of weather damage, rain damage to our schools. How are they, and are they fixed? I see people even on top of our administrative building here. Is that all due to rain, and are our schools ready to go for the new year?
Mr. Mortensen, Ms. Benali, I think this ties in directly to our conversation that we just had. The deficiencies in our school facilities because of poor practices by the state as far as adequacy standards and lack of building sufficient schools has led to the situation where we do have some schools with serious mechanical and structural, as far as roofing especially, issues that need to be resolved. We have had to, because the supply chain and getting contractors, and that's why you heard Giovanna's plea for more contractors to put their name in the hat, is because there's not enough to go around to fix all the problems we have in such a quick period of time. And so we do have some facilities where we have had to relocate classrooms while we tend to the damage caused by the rain. Sometimes, especially with flat roofs, when you have so much rain that we've had in these almost like micro bursts of rain, those roofs fill up quickly to the capacity where they can't drain as fast as they need to, and so we do get some problems. But there are also some roofs that need to be replaced, and because of the rain, we had some serious damage to some roofs that, again, we had to quarantine off from the rest of the facility while we tend to them through insurance and other means. So are we ready for school? Yes. Do we still have damage that needs to be repaired? Yeah, also, yes.
And the other question I had was, has our transportation supervisor gone out to the bus routes and checked the routes, or the bus barn supervisors checking all the routes? Just because I know some of the roads, and especially in the rural areas, have been compromised or washed out. Are we working with county to grade those roads, or even with the chapters to grade those roads for us?
Mr. Mortensen, Ms. Benali, Ms. Hanks, you might be able to chime in that. Ms. Hanks oversees transportation, and I haven't heard about the conversations that have been had about routes, so I'll let her answer that, or that might be something we need to get back to you on.
Sure. President Mortensen, Member Benali, yes. We have been paying close attention to routes. Our county supervisors as well as our in-town supervisors are in close communication with one another. We do know that there is a lot of issues during rain or snow season for our areas with unimproved roads. We are actually having an in-service with all bus drivers tomorrow to discuss routes.
Thank you. The last request another comment I like to make, and then a request. And I would like to say thank you to Mr. Boardman and his staff being here. I attended the redistricting out in Theru a month ago, about maybe about a month ago, and one thing that really stood out to us was that we needed to update our map, and I think I really appreciate his staff for pointing that out to us and giving us some pointers on that. So I appreciate you being here today and your staff. So, Mr. Hyatt, I think on the next agenda, and Mr. Mortensen, I would like to see if we can get a report from SFE and then also from our transportation department. Thank you. And the reason why I would really like SFE and transportation is, of course, of the new year, and then, you know, we did have some issues before with our students' lunches and also away meals, and there was also a request for water stations. I don't know if those are going to continue to be. I know we want some got brand new ones, like the elementary school had the wonderful, beautiful water bottle fillers at our water stations. And then also the transportation is the reason why I stated to see if they're ready. I do appreciate seeing in our documentation about the sign-on bonuses for transportation. I thought that was great, that we're continuing to bring in bus drivers and also provide that sign-on bonus. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the comments. And all right, so the next item here is going to be notices and communications. You can see here the calendar. Make sure and note those things in your calendars, your personal calendars, so that you're ready to go. Next item is number 6, new business, and we'll move on to number 6A. I'll turn the time over to Mr. Hyatt for that.
Mr. Mortensen, members of the board, would like to invite up Ms. Hanks. Doris, if you would come up also. I'm going to let them go into a little bit more detail, but we have gone through and, as you know, done community meetings, other meetings to help get input on redistricting, and held several meetings across the county to make sure that we were representing all the areas of the county and to provide input. We've also taken input from the school board and others who wanted to provide input. And so I believe we're at a point where we would like to bring some maps to you for your consideration. Ms. Hanks, would you go ahead and provide a little bit more detail?
President Mortensen, members of the board, yes, as Superintendent Hyatt stated, we did start out with 5 meetings in the county. We did advertise those meetings on social media and the district website. We also sent 120 emails to our tribal partners, including Governor Pantea and President Nez, as well as all the chapter houses in our areas. And we were lucky to have a couple of chapter presidents actually come to our meetings, which I was very appreciative of. We did do those. We did have we did provide a meeting with Zuni Board of Education council member, and she received the same presentation that was given to the board, and we also presented to the Navajo Nation Board of Education. So what you have in front of you, and Ms. Anderson and I are happy to provide any answers to any questions you have, but essentially 3 different options that came out of all of those discussions. Option 1 is Plan C. Option 2 is Plan D, and then Option 3, and these are in no order whatsoever, is the Navajo Nation Human Rights Plan C, yes, that they submitted for your review. As you will note in the Option C, we have, Dolores has it in front of her. We listed out all of the school sites that are currently under each district. We listed out each one of the percentages and individuals, and then we gave you kind of just some information on each one of them regarding the population variance in each, the communities that are being represented, the number of schools that could potentially be reassigned, if a precinct were to be broken based upon a request of public input, and then any other changes that might happen. And I was very thankful to see almost all of you at board meetings or talk to you individually about any of the progress that was being made. So we are happy to answer any questions if you guys want to take a moment to look at the maps.
Giovanna, let me clarify real quick. The handouts we have here, there's Plan C, that's the Navajo Nation Human Rights Commission, Option 3D4 and Option 3D5, correct? Those are
Yes.
the 3 options that we're considering.
Yes, and on 3D4,
Okay.
you will notice that 2 schools will be reassigned and it would split a precinct.
which schools would be reassigned and which precinct
Okay,
would be.
I'm sorry,
split.
which one are we looking at?
3D4.
3D4, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so
And the two schools that get reassigned is the Gallup Central and Stagecoach,
And they go from who to who?
from 3 to 4.
Okay.
and then 3D5
That's the
is
same.
is similar, but it does not break a precinct. And it would be the same two schools reassigned.
You said that's Central and Chief, or Stagecoach, I'm sorry?
Yes.
That's correct. From 3 to 4.
And C, what
And
schools change?
C, so it would move 11 schools.
That's probably a longer list since they're probably
Yes,
coming from all over the
It's
place.
very much a longer list. What happens with C is number 1, district number 1 reaches all the way down into Gallup and picks up Del Norte, Lincoln, Turpin. So it picks up all, Chief Manuelito and Gallup High. So it picks up all those schools into one, along with Tehachapi Middle, and Twin Lakes. And then the second change, so those go from 4 or 5 to 1, and then District 4 would then gain Navajo, Pine, and Navajo. But then it loses all those other schools I just named. But then most of 2, 3, and 4, 2, 3, and 5 generally retain the schools that they previously represented.
So I noticed, is this correct? There's 10 schools in District 1. This is proposing 10 schools in District 1, which is a third of the district. And then
Yes.
4 schools in District 4.
Yes, sir, that's how
Okay.
it would pan
What,
out.
what questions do the board members have? Maybe we can ask the questions as you're looking at this and digesting a little bit.
Well, my first question is, what do the little red dots represent?
The little red dots are communities. That's a
Those are chapter
piece of
houses.
information I got from the state of New Mexico. I didn't name them all because it would be real busy. I just named the ones that were significant in some of our discussions.
They're communities, you said?
Yes, communities and some are historical communities too. It's just
Okay.
whatever the state of Mexico had as a named community.
A lot of them represent chapters.
Sorry, I know your legs are probably getting tired. Let us digest this just a little bit,
Okay.
and we'll probably start firing off questions.
Mr. Mortensen?
Yes, ma'am.
I think one of the things that I'm really looking for was, for District 4 and District 5, the inner city district to expand out a little bit more. But I think one of the things that I would really appreciate, and I see that some have, when I was looking back at the current one, there are some changes that we're making either with any of these. There's some changes. And I see, the schools that will be reassigned and even the communities, that will be reassigned will be kind of hard. Just because, you kind of get used to those schools, right? You kind of get recognized with those schools, and I think that is the part that I think with each of these, we know that there's going to be some kind of change happening. I think my concern on some of them is the vast numbers of schools that some of the board members in those districts will be trying to deal with, I'm trying to get out of the mind frame of thinking of us here, because this is 10 years, right? This is 10 years ahead of us that we're thinking of these districts for the next 10 years, and we don't know if we'll be board members in those 10 years. So I'm just kind of thinking, what are the challenges? How dedicated will these board members be to these schools, especially if they have a lot of them, or the vast body of the district that they need to represent? But those are kind of what I'm thinking, President Mortensen, is kind of how are we going to be looking at these for the next 10 years, sir?
Sure, I think those are valid concerns. It's a lot of work and a lot of, and so it makes sense for it to, stay, I think, pretty close to how it is, or in ways that make sense for our communities.
Are each of these options in line with the percentages and what was it that you called it at the board, at the variance?
Yes. Every one of these are within the variance that are called out, the 5%, one way or the other.
And President Mortensen, Member Benali, the very last page, if you wanted to compare those three, will give you the demographic information for all, but all three are within the variance percentages.
Ms. Hanks, can you explain a little bit more on it looks like option 3D4, where it says it splits a precinct, how that works, which precinct that is, and which, explain that a little bit more.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. The precinct that gets split, I believe I noted it was number 50, and it is a precinct that goes along West Mendoza Avenue south towards the Red Rock, and it's split, and the whole precinct goes from 602 all the way over to west of Gallup High. And where I split it was kind of in the middle, but there was no population in the center of that precinct, so I figured the people who live closer to 602 would be in 5, the people that live closer to Twin Buttes Road would be in 4. That's the split.
So it doesn't necessarily split on a street, from one
No.
neighbor to. Okay,
No,
I get you.
it's really out in the middle of where there are no population at all.
Okay. All right, board members, let's ask some more questions here so that we can make a decision. That's
Yeah.
our action item, is to choose between these three.
So the voting, I know we didn't look at that. There wasn't any, I requested for the voters' percentages and voters in these areas, and I didn't get anything on that.
It's on there. If you look at the last column on the right-hand side, there's voter-aged percentages. So we did provide, we
President
did include that.
Mortensen, Member Benali, I apologize for not pointing that out. Dolores did make the amendment after you made the request, and I should have specifically
okay.
pointed that out.
And this one too, this is the population, the number, the actual number? Okay.
Also, there's actually the actual number of voter age people per district and then the percentage. And you can see
Okay,
most
so
of them are
let me
in the 19 to 20%.
rephrase my question. Those are the voter, the registered voters, right? But we don't know how many actually come out to vote.
That's true. These are voter aged population.
Yeah, we just like the Navajo Nation, we just had an election earlier with 406 individuals on enrolled in the tribe, I think we didn't even get like 10,000 or something voters out. Maybe a little more.
President Mortensen, Member Benali, we echo that concern. We do encourage every voting age member to go out and vote in every election. It is very important for them.
And one of the concerns I have is, and I'll be honest because I have a big mouth, and I don't want us as the net people to not have our voices heard up here. And I think one of the things I'm scared of is we know who votes. It's not us. That's really sad for me to say. It's not us. If we do not, if we're not careful, we're going to end up the same way we were in the past, where we do not have that voice as board members out here. And that's what I'm scared of. I think our children need to be represented. Our voices need to be heard. And if we could see how many of our voters vote in our district actually voted, I think that would change some of the demographics easily. But unfortunately, we know that the people inside of Gallup, people that are non-natives vote. These votes really matter to them, and they come out to vote. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. We're begging. We were begging last week for voters to come out, and that's so frustrating for me. So I can't rely on that. I love the map that was provided to us by the Human Rights Commission. I love it, but we're going to lose our seats because we know who votes. We know who votes, and I do not want individuals that are just going to be within the city making decisions for my kids at Pueblo Pintada or at Smith Lake or at Baca without even their input in it, because I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. I can't tell the future, but just going back in reality, I don't want to lose that voice.
Chris,
Yes, sir.
let me make some comments.
Yes, please.
You know, I think when I first became a board member, 2017, you know, I knew the district I was in, and I didn't make any fuss about it since the district was already drawn for my district. I didn't ask the district boundary to be changed to satisfy me. Those decisions were made prior to me going on the board, so I pretty much was satisfied with it. And assuming that we as a board, you know, making decisions for 10 years from now, you know, that's not really the main theme about this. You know, I think any new board members that come on board, they have to live with what redistricting map that we choose. And the other one is that some of the other concerns that I have is that I feel that if we're looking at saying, hey, we want Navajos, all of them, to be on the board, I disagree with that, because I have to look at non-Navajos that live in the city of Gallup. They deserve a voice. They deserve to be on the board, and that will always be my position. And I think it's just fair that we look at these two plans You know, I think our two plans is the one that we had public meetings on. And the one by the Navajo Nation Human Rights Commission. They never did any public hearings. All they did was piggyback on our hearings. And I don't think that's fair. I mean, that's the way I see it. So with that, Ms. Mortensen, those are my comments. I'll probably bring up more comments later on.
Thank you. Thank you,
Mr.
Charles.
Mortensen,
Yes,
I
yes,
would
ma'am.
like to make a motion
Please.
to us to approve option 3D5.
Can you, I would ask as we maybe make some of these motions for one, and I'll ask you the question, why do you like 3D5 better than, okay. All right, if you want to expound on your motion, go ahead, otherwise I'll wait for a second.
Thank you, Mr. Martinson. Like I said, it's heartbreaking for me to see a couple of my schools be reassigned, but I think it'd be great to kind of expand District 5 a little bit and continuing to, and even Pinedale. Pinedale's been great to me, and I appreciate everything that they've done with their making me grow into the board member I am. You know, there's a lot of community members from Pinedale that are awesome. But I just think, you know, having that little more expansion in Gallup area would be great of an experience for future board members. And I think just helping that growth, and I think that'll be good, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, second. Joan, roll call, please.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Benali,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
No.
Mr. Long, Mr. Mortensen.
Yes. All right, next item of business, number 6B, approval of land exchange with McKinley County.
President Mortensen, members of the board, as you know, we have been working.
Mr. Mortensen, I'm sorry, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Hyatt, I just want to say thank you to Giovanna, everybody that has worked on this redistricting, Mr. Gorman for your input with your staff. We appreciate all the community members that came out to give their opinions on this, but I know the tireless work you guys put in. That was a lot of work with the percentages. I mean, we dealt with it in Theroux, and just changing one thing changed everything on that percentage thing. And so I know just one change put us out in alignment, but I appreciate the hard work from all of you guys. Thank you.
Mr. Mortensen, members of the board, the next item has to do with us trying to secure land for a teacherage building facility. And as you know, we have been going through different government entities looking for potential land to swap or to purchase potentially. And so we have found a willing, I'll call him a partner in our area, the county, who has approached us on some land. We saw some land that would potentially be really good for a teacherage facility, and we developed a swap for a potential swap with your approval for pieces of land and facilities. And so essentially the land, the EDC building, which is down on Ford Drive, It is a facility that we've been trying to sell. We've had a lot of people interested in looking at it, but nobody has made an official offer on that. The other piece of land that the county had interest in was some acreage behind Juan de Onate, the old school building there, where we had donated some land, or some land that we had a part of Juan de Onate actually had the towers that provide emergency broadcast, or I don't know all the details of that. But the county was interested in the 9 acres behind that, which really isn't for our needs very usable. It's on a hillside and rock, and it's just not a piece of land that can ever see working for the school district as far as a facility. We saw land that they owned across the street from Gallup High, approximately 20 acre parcel that stretches along that road, which would be an even more ideal place for teachers as far as location to an interstate off and on ramp. Also provides enough land to easily take care of with easy access for a teacherage and for housing and for people to get in and out without having to go through one of our campuses, for example. And so we talked with them, and they talked with their board, and they seemed interested in swapping the 9 acres on top of behind Juan de Onate, the old school there, and EDC for the 20 acres of land, which is across from Gallup High. From the appraisals that we've gotten with other potential swaps, it seems to be we think a fair swap, and are asking for the board for permission to move forward with that exchange.
Thank you, Mr. Hyatt. Board members, are there any questions about this? Anybody have any questions? All right. Well, is there a motion?
Motion to approve of land exchange with McKinley County.
All right.
Second.
Roll call, please, Joe.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Mr. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Mortensen.
Yes. Thank you. Mike, number 6C, recruitment incentive for bus drivers and maintenance technicians, or is this?
It's me.
Go ahead. Thank you.
They know whoever's, I guess it's Kate on also that would pop up, Ms. Montano, Ms. Hanks. As you know, members of the board, President Mortensen, we are always looking for those areas which we are finding hard to staff and looking at incentives to try to recruit people. Last year, as you know, we came to you with a request for an incentive, hiring incentive for bus drivers because we were struggling in finding them. We're not in as bad of a position right now, but we are still in need of continuing to ensure we have bus drivers for our students. And so we would like to continue and implement again a $3,000 sign-on incentive for that position. Also, we are struggling and need some help because of our maintenance needs that we discussed earlier in recruiting and retaining, obviously, maintenance staff to help us with our ever-growing and ever long list of needs in our school district as far as maintenance. And so we're asking for the same incentive as far as a hiring incentive for that classification of employee also. Any questions from the board? Or any other further comments from Ms. Hanks or Ms. Montano?
President Mortensen, member of the board, I just want to put out there to any member of the community who's looking to become a part of our staff, we definitely are interested in you. Our bus drivers, we do offer 80 hours, up to 80 hours of paid training to become a bus driver, and once you sign the contract, you will be eligible for the $3,000 incentive. For our maintenance staff, we also offer paid training. We are willing to work with any member who becomes part of our maintenance staff if they're looking to expand their certifications in that field, and they will also be offered the $3,000. So if you are interested in working with the schools and have talent or interest in those areas, please let us know. Our doors are open.
Ms. Hanks, can you give us an idea of how many folks you're looking for each of these type of categories?
Sure, President Mortensen. In the Gallup area, I'm looking for approximately 15 bus drivers, and then in each of our county areas, I'm looking for 1, 2, or 3 members to join those teams. We will be putting out, if this item is approved by the board, lots of marketing in each one of those areas so that everyone is aware of the opportunity. As I mentioned, especially for bus drivers, we do have our own in-house certified trainer to get them licensed to drive a vehicle, and we will reimburse them for up to 80 hours of training. For our maintenance staff, due to the expanding scope of the financial resources we have, I need more hands on the ground actually getting that work done. And so that is largely the reason for especially our maintenance staff.
So that's like 20 school bus drivers in that neighborhood. That's a lot. What do you do without them? I mean, we have some double-decker buses, so we can kind of like double up on routes, or what do we do?
Sure. So President Mortensen, members of the board, yes, we have been in ongoing discussions in the transportation department. We actually have a couple of people who are sub-drivers for us. They just don't want to be on contract, so we are able to fill in a lot of the needs that we have with those. I'm also hoping that maybe some of ours that did retire last year will at least start thinking about the possibility of coming back to us with this new 90 days out, come back for at least up to 3 years. So I'm kind of hoping maybe some of those individuals too who did retire from us last year might come back to us for a little period of time.
They have to sit out for 90 days?
That's correct.
So essentially October 1st is when an employee could come back if they retired at the end of June, by the end of, or last year.
So, with the training that you're saying, is that training to be CDL certified?
Yes. Yes,
President Mortensen, Member Mitchell, yes, it is the CDLB for bus driving that we are able to do classes and get them ready to take the test and get certified.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions?
I have a question, but it's not on this one though. I mean, it's back to this. So we voted on this, so when does this take effect? Is it effective now that we voted, or does it go into effect at a certain time?
That's a great question. I would assume that once you vote on it, it becomes effective immediately because we have to submit this information to the county, the state, so that they can make sure that they have things ready for the next election. They require it be done, I believe, by January of the year, so we could have it for the November election the next year. But I would assume that it becomes effective immediately, unless I'm mistaken. I did not read anything that said that, but am I accurate in that statement? Yeah, because I think the question probably alludes to, you know, are you over those schools now or not, potentially, as soon as that's hired. Mr. Long, did you have a comment?
And Mr. Mortensen, I would agree with Mr. Hyatt that those will be filed now that we have the official vote of the board. Those will be filed. And so all of the redistricting, precinct, whatever needs to happen on the voting end will happen. But just as a gentle aside, I would like to say thank you for each and every one of you. I know that you come to these meetings prepared to help all of our students. And while I often hear these are my schools or those are your schools, the reality is that you guys all do a great job of making sure that they're all your schools.
All right, board members, is there a motion on the floor?
Motion to approve of a recruitment incentive for bus drivers and maintenance technicians.
Second.
Second. All right, Joan, can you please do a roll call?
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Benali,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Mortensen.
Yes. The next thing on our agenda is some action items, but they'll be after executive session. Is there a motion to enter executive session, please?
Motion to enter executive session, discussion with legal counsel of pending or threatened litigation pursuant to section 10-15-1H7 of the Open Meetings Act regarding the status of the appeal to the U.S. 10th Circuit Court of Appeals to compel the release of federal impact aid funds to the school district pursuant to the ruling of administration law judge at U.S. Department of Education on the fiscal year 2021 impact aid determination by the U.S. Department of Education's Impact Aid Office and of the litigation to compel U.S. Department of Interior to accept the school district's direct applications for federal funding under the Johnson-O'Malley Act.
All right. Second.
Second?
Okay, we have a second.
Okay.
Roll call, please,
call.
Joan.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Benali,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Mortensen.
Yes.
209.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a four-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a four-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a four-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a four-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a four-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a four-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a four-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy. Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. There are 22 programs to choose from nursing to information technology to science. And best of all, your degree is free. Get up to 1, 2, or 3 years of college credits that you can transfer to a 4-year institution at no cost. You'll also be provided with a free laptop, books, daily lunch, and more. And you'll be bused from wherever you live in the district to UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University. With McKinley Academy, your family will save thousands of dollars, and you'll get a jump start on life.
Why did you choose McKinley Academy?
I chose McKinley Academy because I can graduate with an associate's degree.
I'm graduating with 3.
I'm saving my parents loads of cash.
And free lunch.
Did you know we can still be part of our homeschool events?
Oh, cool, so I still get to play all my sports.
Join McKinley Academy.
Get ahead of the curve at McKinley Academy. Located on the campus of UNM Gallup or Navajo Technical University, McKinley Academy is a 4-year college prep and dual enrollment program for students grades 9 through 12. If you're a motivated student looking to accelerate your future, McKinley Academy is for you.
Ultimately, the goal is to finish high school with an associate's, so I could have that jump start into college. You know, I could save money, save lots of time.
Enroll today and you could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, and you'll get a jump start on life at McKinley Academy.
Second.
Will, roll call, please, Joe?
Mr. Mitchell? Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Mr. Mortensen?
Yes.
250.
All right, there was no action taken in executive session, only discussion over legal items described in item 7. Do we have, so let's move on to new business number 6D. We have a motion.
Motion to authorize revived litigation against U.S. Department of Interior for JOM funding.
Second.
All right, roll call, please, Joan. Charles.
Okay. Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long? Mr. Mortensen?
Yes. All right,
Joan,
item 6E.
Mr. Mortensen,
Yes,
can I
ma'am.
go ahead and abstain my vote?
From which one?
The one we just did.
6D?
Yeah.
Okay. We can take her out there, Joe.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 6E, action item.
Motion to accept settlement of appeal to federal court in fiscal year 2020 impact aid determination by the U.S. Department of Education's Impact Aid Office to release impact aid funds to the school district.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Mr. Mortensen?
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's action. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And a second? Anybody?
Okay.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mitchell. Roll call, please.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Mr. Mortensen?
Yes.
251.